Welcome back. The Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare is hosting the 5th National Men's Conference under the theme Men as Agents of Change, Ending Gender-Based Violence and Building Safer Communities. The event that's taking place from the 8th to the 9th of December in Katima Mulilo brings together men from various sectors to reflect on their role in addressing GBV, strengthening family structures and promoting a culture of accountability and respect. Joining us telephonically to unpack this event, we have Mr. Benson Matali, who is Deputy Director at the Ministry, on the line. Mr. Matali, good evening and thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Good evening and thank you for having me.
Mr. Matali, in your own words, what's the main purpose of this 5th National Men's Conference and of course, the significance of having it at this time?
The 5th National Men's Conference is significant for the purpose that it creates space for men to come together and discuss issues that affect them. And some of the key objectives of this conference is basically to celebrate men's positive contributions to society and to the community at large, and also to raise awareness on issues of mental health and suicide prevention. We also would like to share more information with regards to legal frameworks that are geared towards addressing gender-based violence in society. And also to promote positive masculinity and to encourage men to be role models in addressing issues of gender-based violence. And also to explore practices and norms that are toxic and also explore the positive ones which are geared towards preventing and responding to gender-based violence.
Mr. Matali, just unpack for us a little bit about, the specific outcomes or commitments that you hope to see at this year's conference, seeing that it is the 5th edition.
One of the outcomes that we expect to see from this conference is the call to action, especially with regards to the contribution that men can play as agents of change in the prevention of gender-based violence, as well as in the promotion of gender equality. And the other one is for us to be able to see a reduction in incidences of gender-based violence, reduction in suicide rates among men, and also reflecting on positive impacts on mental health and the effectiveness of interventions introduced during the conference. We also want to see change in terms of mindsets with regards to toxic masculinity, which is why we want to focus more on addressing the toxic ones and embracing the positive ones. And then we want to also some kind of increased instances where men would seek help with regard to issues of mental health, with regards to issues of their own physical health as men. And we want at a greater level the greater involvement of men in addressing and preventing gender-based violence, so that we can create and foster a sense of collective responsibilities among men with regard to addressing gender-based violence.
And how do you foresee the recommendations from this conference being implemented, whether at national, regional, or even community level?
Implementation of the recommendations of this conference will be a multi-layered approach that involves translating high-level commitments into concrete actions, into policies, into programs, at national, regional, and community levels that are aimed at addressing issues of gender equality and issues of gender-based violence. At the national level, that's where policies are being formulated. And this is where programs are being put in place that are cascaded into tangible interventions that are to be implemented. And secondly, at regional level and community level, this is where we want men who will be attending this conference to take the recommendations at personal level and implement them in their own lives, and also be able to share such kind of information with their male counterparts in their communities. And also engaging traditional and local leaders, which is one of the key and crucial intervention, so that we can use the multi-sectoral approach in addressing issues of gender-based violence while promoting positive social norms in our community.
Well, as I mentioned, Mr. Matali, the event is taking place from the 8th to the 9th of December. So I just want you to take this opportunity to speak to the Namibian listening and encourage them to attend this event, and of course, why they should be a part of this.
The event will take place for 2 days. And just to give a snapshot of what will happen during the event, on the 8th, we'll have the official opening that will start from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then we will dive into the nitty-gritties of the conference. I would encourage men to be part of this conference because change begins with us as men. And ending gender-based violence, as men, we have a role to play. And also creating a space which is safer for children, which is safer for women, which is safer for all members of society. We are to play that role as men. And incidences have been reported in the media. Majority of those that have gone through gender-based violence are perpetrated by the male counterparts.
Right.
And research has proven that, which is why it is important that men should come so that we can have a discussion in terms of how we can play, what role we can play as men in order to bring about change in our society, in order to end violence, and also building safer communities in our society.
Mr. Benson Matali, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you so much for joining me. Let all the men in the Zambezi region come and join us on the 8th to the 9th of December in Katima Mulilo at Kamunu Hall, starting at 8 o'clock. Thank you so much.
Well, the Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare is hosting the 5th National Men's Conference under the theme Men as Agents for Change. Is happening from the 8th to the 9th of December, and is happening in Katima Mulilo. If you'd like more information, you can please reach out to the Ministry of Gender and get that directly from them.